Hi Buggz, please address how does one handle conflict with in-laws. Just get it in your mind that I'm going to a new family, they are not perfect, I'm not perfect. I-in-laws mazingakwazi ukumdelela umuntu wakho ziqonda uba yo ngomfazi wakhe. Hello beautiful people, my name is Buggz and welcome to Hearty Moments with Buggz, where we share tips and stories on millennial motherhood and we dip a bit into fashion and lifestyle. So I'm sure you guys are wondering why my voice is so chill. I'm lost. So I was away for the weekend. We were out and about with the kids, took the kids to some nice place, but we'll show you guys in vlog essentially. So yeah, can't share much details, just getting the busy weekend. Anyway, I got a video request from one of the Hearty Moments with Buggz family members on Instagram. Let me just read this message for you guys. I won't disclose the name though. Okay, so it's around Makoti content, ne? Okay, she was like, "Hi Buggz, I'm currently catching up with your videos on YouTube. I just wanted to ask in terms of your Makoti journey, if you could do a video, please address how does one handle conflict with in-laws and what role does the husband have in mediating? Reason I ask is because ka uyalwa, the advice is usually directed to the wife and you are told the do's and don'ts. But what about the family you are going into and your husband?" So, with my understanding, basically, so and I do have an opinion about this, about why kuyalwa the wife and not the husband, you know. And then second one is how to handle conflict with your in-laws. And then the third one is your husband's role when there's conflict, mediating these situations. So, okay, let's start with ukuyalwa. Ukuyalwa ne is a good thing because you are going into a family that you don't know, you only know your partner yakho. But then again, awuyalwa ngoba, well, for me, as I ndiyalwa, okay, funeka wenze kanje apha kulo mzi. I was told what kind of wife I must be to my husband and how I must take care of my husband and all of that. And I feel like, okay, I think kwabanye abantu, because the family has fun, they are told ba kule family ke senza kanje na kanje, funeka ube kanje na kanje and all of that, you know. But I think men funeka bayalwe, ngabona abantu funeka bayalwe apho. And why is it that only women are told how to be good wives and not men told how to be good husbands? Because lento kuyalwa ayisuki emzini kuphela. Even back at home, as a child who is a girl, you are told ba no, funeka uziphathe kakuhle, uzotshata kanjani uyintombazane eziphethe kanje. How will you find a good man if you do A, B, and C? As a lady, you must conduct yourself in a certain way so that men can find you attractive and all of that. Why isn't it that guys are also told the same thing? Why kusithi kufuneka ngathi sicengile emadodeni and we must treat them like kings and all of that, but bona they never get told to treat us like queens. Let me not say never, but in most cases they're not told how to treat us like queens and all of that. So now I honestly think yes, I wish we can normalize this because we are a generation that is already having children that are growing up. Some of people at my age have children, teens, you know. So I just wish that those who have sons can raise them in a way that they also tell them, as a man, you are going to grow up and you need to treat women in a certain kind of way. You need to treat them like queens. You need to be a good man, you know. And when our children are getting married, I hope and wish that we are the generation ezoyala, both the husband and the wife, because obviously things are evolving as the years go by. So I hope we evolve and we include this yogyala amadota, you know, and how to be good husbands. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, how to deal with conflicts with your in-laws. Okay, so mainly I think as umakoti, you must understand that as much as you are not perfect, your in-laws are not perfect as well. They are also human. They can't be perfect. And you are new to this family. I'm sure they don't know how to, like, what kind of relationship they're going to have with you. They don't know what kind of person you are, you know. They don't know if they would say something like in a nice way, like ba joka, and when you would probably get offended. Those things you must understand that probably they don't understand you or what offends you. So that's the first thing you must do. You must just understand. Just get it in your mind that I'm going to a new family. They are not perfect. I'm not perfect, you know. And from the in-laws side, I just wish, because, you know, conflicts are common with females. It's usually the mother-in-law and the wife, or the sisters-in-law and the wife. It's hardly the wife and the brother-in-law, or the wife and the father-in-law. Like, it's hardly. I've never came across someone who has told me that, no, I had a conflict with my father-in-law or a conflict with my brother-in-law. I've never, ever in my entire existence. So I think this thing is with women. I don't know if maybe it's in our nature, we will have conflicts. I'm not sure. I don't know, honestly. But what I've discovered is that it's common in women. And I think just handling conflicts with the in-laws, just know your place. You know, okay, fine, they're going to welcome you. You are part of the family and so on. But you know what they say, blood is thicker than water. Like, when you have a conflict with your husband or your wife, obviously they are going to tell their family, you know. But I don't think that's something that should be done all the time when there's a conflict, because obviously in a relationship there will be conflicts, a lot of them. But I wish that your partner, every time there's a conflict, they don't go to their family and confide and tell them, because they are going to take your partner's side and they won't look at you the same way. They won't feel the same way about you. If they liked you, then they're going to be like, Lorna, she's, okanye he's, umntu onje nakanje towards umntana wasekhaya, you know. And like, their love for you is going to decrease, obviously, because they're going to take their sibling side or their son's side, you know. So I wish, I so wish that this other guy on Instagram. Anyway, I just wish that like, your partner, your significant other, would set boundaries, you know, between you as the wife or as the husband and their family. Okay, in this case, let me say as the wife, because this thing is common. And I was just telling my husband now, but most of the time, if family any problem is the husband's family it's usually the husband's family that has a problem with the wife. Like, and he said it's probably because the husband doesn't normally go to the wife's side of the family. And I was like, I know like a lot of couples that have a balance between that. Like, the husband goes to the wife's family and the wife goes to the husband's family, like, visit and stay with him. But now, with those couples that I know, maybe they don't share it was intentional, but I've never heard a conversation where they tell me that no, my wife's family is just they have conflict like towards each other. I've never heard it. It's usually the wife and the husband's family all the time. So as makoti, I would advise young brides, or let me just say brides, that xa ufika emzini, know your place. Keep quiet, and the most important thing to do is to respect your husband's family. No matter what they do, respect them. If you are born by they are becoming a little mean to you, just be kind. Okay, she was mean to me, I'm also going to be mean to her. No, just be kind, mind your own business, and distance yourself from them. Like, I don't think moving in with your in-laws is a good idea, because so just distance yourself from them. No, they like one of them is toxic or one of them has something against you. Just try and distance yourself. Obviously you can't stay away from them, but don't make it a habit to like have encounters with them, visit them, maybe visit them 3 or 4 times a year. I think that's okay, because wow, I don't like conflicts, and I'd want every wife out there to not deal with conflicts, because this thing, it has a lot of negative impact into the relationship with you and your husband, because obviously now he's caught in the middle, because it's his family and you are his wife. And he loves you and he loves his family. So it's not an easy thing for your partner as well. So I think it's just better to distance yourself. Yes, your partner can go home. He can go home. It's his home, it's his family. But you, as the wife, could just distance yourself. Okay, so let's move on to your husband's role in mediating these conflicts. Okay, so I think your husband, you and your husband are a unit. Like, immediately after you get married, you guys are a unit. You are one, basically. So, I bet disrespect her when as the wife, that means they're also disrespecting your husband. Then again, there are situations where it's not the in-laws that are in the wrong or at fault. It's the wife. In that case, the conflict must be solved by your husband. Like, if there's something that you guys are arguing about, just take a deep breath, stop for a minute, and let your husband, your partner, try to mediate that. He must hear the wife's side of the story, and then he must hear the in-laws' side of the story, and then he can decide who was wrong. Like, we solve a kanjani issue between you two. But then again, I feel like I've always said this even before I thought about marriage. I don't like the idea of your husband having to correct you in front of people. And when I say people, I mean the in-laws as well. Like, I feel like your husband must always have your back at all times. Then he can defend you. I mean, he can correct you in private. When you guys are together, then he can correct you. Because now if he is correcting you in front of your in-law, now also by like, yeah, at least we are born put in like the in-law won't stop telling the brother, now we are born, it doesn't jalo. So rather defend your wife. For me personally, rather defend your wife or defend your husband, because it's two-sided. Sometimes the conflicts from the wife's side of the family, although they are not common. So now, rather defend your partner, have their back during the family, and then correct them in public. You must always have your wife's back. Although I know it may look like you have changed because there's this woman now in your life, you are taking her side and what, but they must always take your side, because if your husband's not going to take your side, who is? Because obviously they are his family. They're not going to take your side. He must take your side. And because now if he's not taking your side, it's him and his family against you. You know, that's how I view it. Hence, I'm saying that your husband should always have your back and should always take your side. Then correct you in private. Then you can come back, get your in-law, apologize, you know. Apologize, make things right, nibe right. But abeyazi yena umyeni wakhe umthethelele. Like no matter what, no bathetha bathini ngomfazi kaBhuti khona like uhlele ezomthethelela umfazi wakhe hayi intontoni masimyeke. Kanti xa bazoya pha kuya xa engakuthetheleli umyeni wakhe kuba hayi uyamazi umfazi wakho seyenze ukuthi nokuthi, you know. But I've never experienced a conflict between myself and my in-laws, and God forbid I will never experience that. It wouldn't be such a nice thing to go through, and I pray that God never puts me in that position or situation. So yes, as this teacher, I adjust my personal opinions of how I see things or of how I have always thought about izinto ezikanjalo, you know. But yeah, your husband or your wife should always have your back at all times. Abantu ba in-laws mazingakwazi ukumdelela umuntu wakho ziqonda ba yo ngomfazi wakhe ngeke asithande sis okanye ngeke athande bhuti, you know. They must always have that. Babakuhlebekela guys, siyahleba sonke. Your in-laws are gonna gossip about you. So Leo into just you accept enhlizweni yakho, but they are gonna gossip about you as long as bengatsho kuwe in your face, and as long as when there are conflicts, your husband or your wife will have your side. So just comment down below and tell me what do you think the husband's role is in mediating these conflicts with the in-laws. Comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye.